Well, good Friday morning and welcome in to the Real Monica Adams Show. So thrilled to have you as we head into the weekend. Wasn't it absolutely gorgeous this week? In fact, we were talking about some rain yesterday. What happened to the rain? Well, that's a perfect opportunity for us to say, what the weather? We're going to have Beckett Moore with us in just a second. I do hope you've had a fantastic week as we head into the weekend. Let me know what your plans are. If you're getting a chance to head out with family or friends, or you're finally going to relax in, because we know we always talk about the balance of life. Have you been a little stressed this week? Do you need a little bit better balance? All right. Well, today I'm also going to get you into the physical side of your triangle. As you can notice, I'm not in my office. I'm down in the gym. I just got done training a bunch of clients, and I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while. Every time I go to the gym, and this is for all the years I've been a personal trainer, it's all about gym etiquette. There are rules and regulations in each gym. And sometimes when you're brand new to a gym, you need to look around and look and see if they have specific rules that are different from somewhere else where you've trained, and then honor those. But the other part is really just kind of etiquette that has always existed. So I'm going to run those down. And what I want to do is have fun with you this morning. Tell me if there's things that just absolutely grate on you. It's your pet peeves that happen when you're in the gym, which, by the way, is why a lot of people like to work out at home. You probably saw this set when I was at Channel 5, because this is where we did Monica's Motivational Moments. And just a little secret for you, that's where this whole show, this idea of the show all came about. That was such an incredible 2-year time period that we branded motivation and inspiration for all of you. And then all of a sudden it just stopped and was pulled away from you. And I hated that. It wasn't my decision, by the way. I hated that. So I thought, well, let's use that as the foundation of a show. And that's how it all came about. And it's Friday, February 23rd, which means we are just a week and a half away from our 1-year celebration. Can you believe that? 1 year ago, we launched this show. Now, granted, it was right here at my house. And then June 12th, that will be the big celebration when we launched in the studio. So it's been a really cool ride with you. And thank you, by the way, to each and every one of you. I'll be saying good morning to all of you in just a second, but let's get right into the weather. Let me say hello to my friend, aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Great to see you. It's been nice to see the sun. In fact, I was training the clients and looked out my back door and I thought, oh, what a beautiful sunrise. And those are the things, Beckett, that people miss if they don't get up early, right?
Yes, absolutely it is.
Yeah, I love that sunshine. Okay, before we talk about the sun that's behind you, tell me what happened yesterday, because so many people were predicting maybe some thunderstorms, maybe some rain. Did anybody get rain? I didn't see any.
I think we had a couple of early showers very early in the morning yesterday, but those really fizzled out, and we were expecting some rain in the morning, and that was pretty much it. And instead of having that into the morning hours where people are awake, we kind of had it fizzle out, and we didn't really see those thunderstorms or any rain that really disrupted anything.
Again, as I always tell you, whether it's the snow or the rain, it doesn't upset me that happened. I know from a meteorologist standpoint, it's frustrating because people come back and go, come on, this is your prediction. And you're like, hey, models change, right? It's going to happen.
Yes.
So this coming into the weekend, I know what we were talking about, it being a little bit cooler and then getting back into the 70s. That was the forecast earlier in the week, but Beckett wanted to come back on because he said we have a severe weather threat. So tell us a little bit more about that.
We do. So I am watching Tuesday, but first let's get into the bus stop forecast. So this morning, 42 degrees around, not too bad. Still want to get a coat out, but it is sunny, which means it's going to get warmer into the afternoon with a high of 62, sunny in the afternoon. So it's a very nice last Friday of February. Now, your 7-day outlook today, again, a high of 62, low of 33 tomorrow, morning 45 tomorrow. So we are cooling down as we go into Saturday with that cold front moving in, low of 39. Then into Sunday, we warm back up. And look at all of this sun today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So going to be a very nice weekend besides those cooler temperatures on Saturday. But 72, that's very nice, low of 45, 75 on Monday with a lot of sun around, low of 57. Tuesday, that's the day we're going to have to watch for those thunderstorms. We're going to have warm temperatures, high of 78. When do you see that? In late February. That is not common at all, but that's why we do have that chance for thunderstorms. There's going to be a lot of moisture around, some instability. The ingredients will be in place for thunderstorms, but then we get a freeze come in, low of 28. And the bad thing about that is because we're going to be having all these warm days, a lot of your flowers may start to come out of the ground, may start budding, and that's not good because now we're going to have a freeze that may kill some of your plants. So hopefully that won't happen, but these days in the 70s may cause that. And then for Wednesday, we cool down again with another cold front coming through with a high of 45, and then into Thursday, late next week, a high of 53. Now, this for the Tuesday storms, this is the area highlighted by the Storm Prediction Center for that chance for storms. If that started today, it would be a slight risk of severe weather, and I wouldn't be surprised if it got upgraded. But this risk area has been around for a couple of days now, which means the Storm Prediction Center, based out of Oklahoma City, does have good confidence that we're going to see severe thunderstorms from Chicago down through St. Louis and into Arkansas. So it will definitely be a day to watch, and we'll have more updates in the early week.
Okay, that's crazy. If you just tuned in and you didn't see what Beckett was talking about, some temperatures dropping down, but 78 on Tuesday, which is just unheard of as we go to the latter part of February. A lot of people, I think they're looking at the calendar, they're looking at their phones, Beckett, going, "Is it April?"
Yes, it does feel like that. It feels like March or
It
April.
does. So I was, this is how warm it's been that I started talking about opening pools already. I had a conversation with Dr. Sarah and her husband. And I said, "Hey, when are you opening your pool?" And I'm like, "We don't normally have this discussion this early, but it feels
Yes,
like we're ready for it." So
it
I don't
does.
know. I mean, maybe some people will be able to do that earlier. But thank you, by the way, for talking about our plants, our flowers, because yes, we are in the mindset of starting to garden, but we have to keep remembering that no, it's not March, it's not April yet, and that can be a bad thing. I almost made the phone call to ask for our palm trees to be delivered, and I'm like, no, 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 it's not supposed to happen yet.
Yes, but it feels like it should.
Absolutely. Okay, one more time because I know people are tuning in every second. The high and the low for today.
53 and the low of 33.
All right. So Beckett Moore again is our aspiring meteorologist. Beckett, I've got your shirt ordered, so I'll let you know when that comes in, and we'll make sure that you are officially a part of the team.
Thank you. That sounds awesome.
All right. Have a fantastic day at school.
You too.
All right, aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore, don't you love him? Absolutely. He has been a wonderful addition to our team. And if you haven't had a chance to see him, always be sure to give us a little shout and follow him, by the way, on X and on YouTube at More Weather. It's MOORE and then WX at More Weather. If you're just tuning in, thank you, by the way. Let me say hi to a bunch of you. Let's go back to Linda Eckerts. She joined us first. Good morning. Julie Purcell. Marilyn, good morning to you. That was a fast year. Congratulations. I know, right? It's almost a year since we started this. Sean, Carrie, good morning. Good morning to Michelle. Marilyn says, is that going to be a record high on Tuesday? Yes, the tulips are already popping up. She said pooping up, popping up. That's okay. Diane Isbell, good morning. Great job, Beckett. Absolutely. So today, let's talk a little fitness. And in fact, if you have any questions for me, because this is what I used to love, we would do our workout segments on Channel 5, and I would end every one of them and say, okay, like Sue or Bob or Peter or Sally, that one was for you. Now, what can I do for you? That was the way they all ended. So that's what I'm asking you today. In this next hour, if you're struggling with the physical side of your triangle, if you're struggling with programming workouts, if you're struggling with hurting yourself because you think maybe your movements are wrong, hey, that's what I'm here for. And it's not just me. You actually get the bonus of not one, but two wonderful trainers. And why do I say wonderful? Because we genuinely care. So we were like scrambling at the last second, seeing if I could get my dear friend Sally Drake on. Sally just got done swimming, immediately changed clothes. She's with us today, and we're going to talk about training hard. We're going to talk about, really having the diligence to get up. Both of us have already filled in the triangle of our life with regards to the physical side. She's already swam this morning. I already did my workouts with my clients, and you feel very fulfilled. I know some of you say, I don't want to get up early. I'm going to tell you what, though, it's a beautiful feeling to have it done and then watch that gorgeous sunrise. There's so many things you miss. I'm not saying you have to work out at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. All I'm asking is that you get it in, because you will feel so much better about yourself that you feel the movement underway. But today, ask the questions. I mean, literally, this is free personal training for you, which you don't get very often. And I haven't had a chance to do anything in the gym in a while. And I know a lot of you have been asking for that. So when we return, we're going to do some gym etiquette. We'll do a lot of answers to your questions. And we're going to talk about a wonderful retreat that's coming up next weekend that you still have an opportunity to be a part of. All of that coming up when we return.
Invita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Invita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Invita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Invita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online invitahealthandwellness.com.
We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
That's right. Be kind. That is the message always. It is Friday, February 23rd. Welcome aboard. It's the Real Monica Adams Show, brought to you by our friends at Invita Health and Wellness. Love having you as a part of the show. It's 7:12 in the morning, and it's absolutely gorgeous out. So if you missed the weather, we are talking about some really pretty days ahead, and then some colder days, as Beckett just mentioned. So getting outside and getting active and getting that triangle of life, the first part hopefully underway, which is that physical side, that maybe that's what you're struggling with. I mentioned that you have the opportunity to not have just one trainer, but two trainers. Let me bring her on. My dear friend, Sally Drake, how are you?
Hi, good morning. I am great. Just had a great swim. I'm so excited to hear that you had your workout this morning already too. Of course.
Doesn't it feel like you're so fulfilled?
Yes. And relaxed, ready for the day, right?
That's true, because when I talk about filling in the triangle, the physical, the mental, the spiritual side, you're right. When you get your workout done, if you're struggling with something overnight and you just go for a nice run, or you go for a swim, or you get into the gym and you do your workout, or maybe it's just getting out of the chair and walking, you do kind of fill in two parts of that triangle because it clears your mind. You have a little more mental clarity, right?
Yes, I love it. And it just sets you up for a successful and calmer day. My boundaries were a little bit tested this week as far as my mornings go, and it made me realize how much I truly value and treasure my morning routine. I know Monica's up probably earlier than I am, but I like to get up super early, get some work done, have my coffee, big, yummy coffee, and then do my workout, make a nice breakfast, and then really settle in and start my day. So it's really important to me. I know.
And that's the thing, Sally, I mentioned before we went into the break that not everybody is going to be an early morning riser, and that's okay. It's really just making time for yourself, though. And we all are guilty of getting so busy in our workload and losing the balance that we're looking for, trying to make sure that we take care of us and then make sure that we have our times for our family and our friends. And sometimes you got to check yourself. I mean, Sally and I have been friends for a long time, and I always say, Sally, look, if I spend too much time working, please call me on it. Please tell me, hey, Monica, spend more time with your husband. Hey, Monica, come out with us. Because I was mentioning to Jim yesterday, I said, people don't remember the crazy, crazy, crazy work. They remember the times they spent with you. And when you leave this earth, it's not about the money. It's not about the crazy hours at work. It's about people coming and saying, I'll never forget this time. I'll never forget this smile. I'll never forget this compliment that the person passed along. So we got to check ourselves on that a little bit better sometimes. And I love the fact that that's really what you're going to do next weekend. So let's talk about the retreat first. And then I'm going to ask for some questions that people might have for the two of us. You have a retreat. You've been doing these for how long now?
Yes. My first one was last October, and it was beyond my wildest dreams. I was excited about it. I knew it would be fantastic. I had a wonderful lineup of facilitators at beautiful Camp Manitoba. So how could that go wrong? Nothing went wrong. It blew me away. And what the women left with and what they took away from that retreat, I'm still hearing from them.
Really?
So I want to come to the next one.
So what was the biggest takeaway for them?
The biggest takeaway was that they need to make more time for themselves. Mm-hmm. I just did a walk with one of the gals who went to the retreat, and she said that changed her life because she realized that she wasn't making time for herself. She has 3 little kids and she's a nurse. And she said now she makes sure to make that time for herself, whether it's to walk with a friend or just take time for herself to get a pedicure or something like that. Just being more balanced in life.
Well, I'm so glad that the first one went as well as it did. And it's just, we always just build on the foundation that we have. You take pieces that worked really well and you add on to them, you remove some, and you see what the connection points were. So Sally has the next one coming up March 1st through the 3rd. And this one's going to be held at Innsbruck Resort. So tell us what you have planned for the weekend.
Oh, I am so excited. So we have wonderful facilitators, including the real Monica Adams. And you'll arrive Friday at around 3:30, check into your house. I have houses and a condo rented at Innsbruck Resort. And then Friday just starts with some connection, meeting each other, having some appetizers and drinks. And then Saturday, we start the day with an early morning workout. All of these are options. I want each woman to curate their weekend, plan it, and choose what they want on their agenda, make it exactly what they need. And then Saturday, I have another great lineup of facilitators. We have pickleball, we have forest bathing, we have yoga, we have Monica with some inspirational about her triangle of life and other things too. And then Sunday, we have Jennifer Bardot coming, and she has a wonderful talk that she's doing. Teresa Johnson is a personal trainer and love her. She's fantastic. She'll be talking to us over the weekend. And the other piece of it is not only will you enjoy what these facilitators are presenting, but you'll be able to hang out with them during the weekend and really connect with them and take from them what you want and make some amazing new friendships as well.
And, that's the thing is have everybody understand that when you walk away from that, if there was anything that you were struggling with, that you came into the retreat and so much felt like you were so discombobulated, right? And you got so much chaos in your life, it's really to come back, walk away from that and go, I feel more centered, right? I feel more balanced. You mentioned something, Sally, forest bathing. Can you talk a little bit more about what that is?
Yes. So Jess Stenhouse is going to take us through forest bathing. It really, truly is. And Jess, she'll be able to explain it even more. But it really, truly is it taking everything in the woods. So we'll be in the woods. It's not a strenuous hike or anything by any means. It's more about just taking it all in nature and almost like a meditation in nature. I really, really look forward to it. I have not experienced it yet, but I can't wait. And it's things like that, just being able, and I've never played pickleball, so I'm really excited.
Oh, you gotta be, okay, now I thought if anybody had played pickleball, it's you, because she's like the rock star. No, nor have I, by the way, nor have I.
Oh, good. Yes. Okay, let's do it.
We're
Lisa Krumhoff, she's amazing, and Pickleball Mama is what they call her, and great energy. I saw Lisa yesterday at a luncheon. She is fantastic. So I can't wait to learn from her.
Yeah. Okay. So we're newbies. I love that. I thought for sure everyone's going to be like, how could you not have played pickleball? Because I've been too busy. I need time to play pickleball. That's what I love about the retreat is introducing yourself to things that you've never done before, getting out of your own way, getting out of your comfort zone, walking away from it, and maybe picking up pickleball. And that becomes a new hobby for you. Jennifer, by the way, has been on our show, and wow, what a powerhouse she is.
Yes, she is amazing. I saw Jennifer yesterday as well. And then also Erin Joy is coming Saturday for one night. And Erin is she's my business coach. So you'll definitely gain some wonderful motivation and inspiration from Erin. But she loves to be my DJ at the retreats. And she is so good at it. So Erin's going to come and DJ for us at the bonfire.
Are you saying we're going to dance?
Oh, we're going to dance around the bonfire. Yes, we are.
Are we going to sing? We're going to sing and dance.
Yes.
My two favorite things in life besides fitness. Well, here it is, by the way, you're looking at. This is the retreat that's coming up at Innsbruck. So tickets are still available. Registration is on your website. You want to give that to them?
Oh, yes. So the website is mscracing.com, and you'll see a tab that says For Women. Go to that tab, and there are 3 retreats that you'll see in there. Check them all out. The next one coming up, though, is the Innsbruck Resort Retreat. We do have a discount code for people, and it's $150 off of your registration. So sign up, and the discount code is Dream Big in all caps. Dream Big 2024. We really, really want you to join us.
Oh, I see. That's the big breaking news for you, that we've got this special code for you. So we'd love to see you. And as Sally said, maybe you've got some portions of your weekend next week that are busy, but you've got one day that might be open. So I love the fact that you have that option, that they don't have to be there all weekend, but we'd love for you to. But if you can't, that you have the option to just go for a day.
Yes, exactly. You can just come for one night, one day, whatever it is. Please contact me if you have any questions at all. You'll be able to find my contact information on the website.
I love this. Again, if you're just tuning in, Sally Drake, she's an incredible endurance coach, amazing triathlete, wonderful personal trainer, incredible human being. I should have put that first. Just a heart of gold with a beautiful smile. And she just radiates beauty inside and out and wants to give that back to the world. And that's why we're so like-minded in that. So I wanted to come up with some fun things this morning of things that I can guarantee that you have seen in all your years of training, that I have seen as well. And that is the fact that so many people don't understand that there's a kind of a code of etiquette that needs to take place. And sometimes you need to be checked on that. But however, you don't want to tell somebody like they're rude. Maybe sometimes people don't know. I wanted to stress, though, that when you go into a gym, it really is just kind of acclimate yourself. Walk around. There's usually some things that will be hanging on the walls that will say, hey, do this, don't do that. Just have a little bit more respect. So I came up with this list. And I think in all the years that I've been training, I see this a lot. So can we break this down? One of them is do have good hygiene.
Please.
We understand that you sweat, but do us a favor and wash your workout clothes. Don't shove them back in a bag and put them on the next day. Right? I mean, let's just be real.
Oh, yes. Because the smell, especially once you start sweating, can be really, really rude.
Absolutely. So I have a very dear friend, Brian McKenna, and he made me laugh so hard about the people, men and women both, that we've all seen at the gym. And if he was on today, I would have him run through them. He would make you laugh so hard. But so a lot of them had to do with the stinky person. And it was, oh my gosh. And it's just, you're trying to breathe in. I mean, think about the breathing that you do at the gym. Breathe in and breathe out. And you're just like, woo, come on. So that was actually the one that popped up left and right. Do have good hygiene. Okay. The other do, wear appropriate attire. Okay. So and I'm going to say this to women, but men as well. It's become this thing where everything is tighter and tighter and tighter. And it's more, look at me. Don't you think? Look at me. Instagram photos.
Absolutely. And we don't need any wardrobe malfunctions at the gym while you're working out. We want everything to stay tucked in, right?
Somebody sent me, I don't know if it was Michelle, but somebody sent me a video the other day from Instagram. And this poor girl was running on the treadmill. Then all of a sudden she lost her balance and she went down. And of course the belt continues to go and it took her pants off. I mean, she had her underwear on, but I was like, oh, the poor thing. I mean, she was trying to not show all that, but that's what happened. So you do also have to make sure you're taking care of yourself. If they have one of the things that you can hook onto your wrist, have that on for safety purposes so that it will stop that belt right away and you maybe won't have a wardrobe malfunction. If you're just tuning in, I'd like for you to weigh in and tell us about your favorite do's and don'ts. What do you want people to stop doing in the gym or don't do? Keep a respectful distance, right? You don't need the close talker. You don't need the person right up against you. I have a story, Sally, where years ago I was training, I was on the bench. And this guy came over and he started tapping me on the shoulder in the middle. I don't mean after I was sitting there, in the middle of the set. he kept tapping me on the shoulder and he wanted to ask me a question. I swear I wanted to go, ugh, like that and just grunt at him. But I got done. I put the bar back on the rack and I looked at him and I was like, yes. I mean, I know that I didn't come across friendly, but come on. I mean, that was just rude. And he's like, oh, I just wanted to tell you, I thought you were built really well and I wanted to talk to you. And I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. He's like, I just wanted to give you a compliment. I'm like, but why would you be tapping me in the middle of a set? And he just started laughing. I'm like, no, that's not funny. So we're giving you do's and don'ts. Don't be that person. We call those people a tool. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, see, I thought he actually wanted to work in, which is the next do. I'm a big proponent of this. Always allow others to work in if it's reasonable. I mean, if you're one of the people where you're training hard and you're like, hey, you know what, can I just finish this because I'm only doing like 10, 15-second rest and I got to get right back into it, then you're going to be done pretty quick. But talk a little bit deeper about that, Sally, because that's one of the things that I think I was taught from my mentor, which was Henry Lovelace, who unfortunately is no longer with us. But he taught me that at a very young age. And he's like, Monica, always make sure that you're aware of your surroundings. And if someone's like, right around you and it looks like they want to work in, ask them. They might not actually find their voice to ask you. They might feel like they're bothering you, but there should be more communication in the gym, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. Everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of us come into the gym with a plan, with our workout planned, and that may require different machines or benches or dumbbells. So if there's somebody that is in the middle of their set, but time is of the essence and you need to use whatever machine they're on, then asking them to work in is absolutely just fine. And same thing, if somebody asks you to work in, absolutely just fine.
Yeah, and don't be rude about it, right? Don't go, I guess.
Right, right. Yeah, because we're all limited on time. And I think when somebody works in with you, it makes it motivating and fun.
It's actually how I met one of our guests on our show, Hannah Cases, and her husband, Daniel. They work out at Lifetime. And I went walking over and I was actually wrapping up my workout on the leg extensions. And she looked over and she was just kind of walking around. And I looked at her and I go, do you want to work in? And she goes, oh my gosh. And she said she's never been asked that before. And she said, yes, I would love to. And I said, well, yeah, sure. And then she went to sit down and I go, she's like, do you want to do it? That's what she said. She goes, do you want to do it with me? And I turn my head and I go, yes. And she's like, you do? And I go, let's do it. And she goes, okay, because I'm supersetting something my husband set up because he was a really good trainer as well. I told you, I was at the end of my workout. So I was just toasted, but I thought, what the heck, let's do it. So she was doing leg extensions and then she was doing split lunge jumps. And I'm like, oh, you're going to kill me here at the end. But how fun. And we started a friendship and then she comes onto my show. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen just by simply being kind to somebody.
I love that. I had a workout buddy for years, and that's how we met too. Same thing.
Kind human beings. Once again, before we take a break, let me go through the Gym Etiquette 101. We'll get to the don'ts in a second, but the do's. I like to start with the positives. So we talked about having good hygiene, wearing appropriate attire, keeping a respectful distance, allowing others to work in if it's reasonable. Please do these last two things. Re-rack your weights. Do not stay in your own lane and be so narcissistic that you take these big 45-pound dumbbells, you load them up onto the machine, and you leave them there for the next person. And it could be someone who's a newbie. It could be someone who's older that can't lift the weights. And then suddenly they walk away from the machine because they don't want to ask anybody to remove them, and they can't remove them. They're too heavy. So re-racking weights and cleaning up your mess and actually squirting down so that you don't have all this sweat all over. But those are my pet peeves, Sally. Those are the two biggest things that I don't see. And it just happened at the gym yesterday. All these 45-pound dumbbells were on and I just looked. I mean, I do have the ability to remove those, but a lot of people don't. So tell me your feelings on that.
Yes, absolutely. And just cleaning up after yourself, just hopefully as you would at home for the other people around you, but cleaning up your sweat. And especially since COVID, I think that is really important. And I do think a lot of people are more conscious of it, but definitely clean. And like you said, cleaning up the weights in the area. We all have limited time. We all want to be efficient when we're at the gym. And yes, if you walk up to the bench press and there are a bunch of plates on there, it is so frustrating because then you have to take the time to take the plates off. And yeah, absolutely. it's rude to just leave your messes for someone else to clean up.
She said it. Rude. It is rude.
Consider
we're visiting again with Sally Drake. A bunch of comments coming in. I'm going to look at your comments. Any questions? Any pet peeves? What are your do's and don'ts in the gym? Let us know. We'll have more with Sally when we return.
Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovair Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovair Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovairhealth.com. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Welcome back. It's a Friday. It's February 23rd, 7:32 in the morning, and I'm visiting with my beautiful friend, Sally Drake. We were talking about the big retreat coming up next weekend. Again, go to mseracing.com and sign up if you can just come for a day, for the evening, for the entire weekend. Your life will be changed. Let me say hi and good morning, Joe, and Stephanie, Kathleen. Once again, if you didn't see what the weather, Beckett said high of 62 today and a low of 33. Ron, good morning to you. Yes, it has been a great first year. You have been my motivation. I walk every day at the hour listening and watching you. Oh, I love that. Isn't that cool, Sally, that they're receiving the message, right? And then they're doing their physical side. So they're actually fulfilling all 3, spiritual, mental, and physical all together in this hour. It's so, so very, very cool. Can you believe it's been a year already?
I am so excited for you. Let's celebrate next weekend.
Yeah, wine.
I am so excited.
Workout and wine. And dancing and singing.
And your energy is unbelievable.
Oh, look who's talking. This is what you get next weekend, by the way. This is what you get. More people say, we want more of what the two of you have. You got to be around like-minded people, right? It's infectious energy. It just happens. Rose, okay, this is a good one. What do you have to say about this? So people who have rheumatoid arthritis, Sally, so she said, do you have any clients with RA or who have limitations? Have you worked with people with RA over the years?
I do. I have had a client with RA, and it is difficult. It's tough, but they do find that the more they move, the better they feel. Some days are better than others, obviously, if the pain is too much, but overall it helped them.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And I had a client many years ago when I was in Fenton that had fibromyalgia. And there are so many studies being done that show movement. Now, again, it depends on the movement, but movement actually helps, even though sometimes you'll have these big flare-ups and inflammation. But that's another part. You have to sometimes look at what are you eating? Are you feeding the inflammation? And are you flushing out the toxins? Are you drinking enough water? I mean, do you always have water around you? So you've got to look at what part exactly. You're my twin. What part are we playing in the pain that's being caused, right? And I know things are working against you, but yes, I have, and Sally has had someone with RA. In fact, I have people right now that are working through arthritis, but they always tell me at the end of the workout, I felt some pain going into it, but you know what? I feel better now. And it's a lot of us. We might be having pain. We slept really bad. We have horrible headaches. But a lot of times, if you allow yourself, and sometimes you got to talk yourself into it because the mind will beat you up, and you just say, all right, I'm just going to move. And maybe you start out a little slower because you're not feeling your best, but you can just give your best, right? It may not be your best like it looked yesterday, but by the end of that workout, suddenly you feel like you're ready to take on the world. I mean, how many times have you been through that, Sally, where you're just like, I'm not feeling it today, but I'm going to do it?
Oh, yeah. This week, probably a couple times. And some days are better than others, but the truth is, I know that if I get that exercise or workout in, that it will set me up for a much better day.
Yep.
So I always make sure that that is a big part of my day. And days off, sometimes you have to listen to your body. And sometimes if you have higher stress in your life at a certain point, taking a day off or more than one day off is totally fine. But those are days that I'll meditate or do yoga or something, but moving your body in some way is always going to make you feel better.
Did you hear what she just said, folks? She didn't just give up and just sit around and just feel like a sloth and do nothing. And I say this to people who are going into surgery, coming back from surgery. I've got some clients right now that cannot wait. She's chomping to try to get back into working out. And I said, understand something. And again, I'm going to go into the faith side. If you're faith-based, I truly believe that God takes us through different patterns and paths. And sometimes we might be injured and you're like, oh, why did I get injured? Why did I get taken out of something I wanted to do? Well, I think he wanted you to focus on something else. And on those times, I mean, look, I had shoulder surgery. I had my concussion from the crash. I had foot surgery. And in that time, do you think I didn't focus on the other parts of the triangle? I absolutely did. I said, I'm going to meditate more. I'm going to plan programs better from eating more. You look at the other facets of your life that might be lacking that you didn't see clearly because you were just go on other portions. So we've all been there, right? I'm sure Sally's been training for something and gets pulled out and it's frustrating. But then you sit back and go, okay, God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to work on?
It's true. I had neck surgery a couple of years ago. You might be able to see my scar. I had 3 discs replaced, so I had a big neck brace on for a long time. But I took up meditation. I knew that it was going to be good for me. I tried to sprinkle that into my days. But this was a time where I said, okay, now I need to focus on something else. How can I grow? How can I improve myself? What can I add to my life that I know will make me healthier and more well-rounded? And I added meditation. And then when I was able, I added more walking. And boy, I realized walking, and I shouldn't say just, walking is a great workout.
Yes.
And a time where you can listen to a podcast, whether it's an inspirational or educational podcast, so you can take more into your brain and keep learning. I love walking, and not just with my dog, but just going out by myself too and walking, whether it's in the woods or just in my neighborhood.
Absolutely. I love that and getting out in nature, right? That's why I was asking about the forest bathing that's going to take place at your retreat. It's just, we forget how beautiful our world is and we get so immersed in, get out if you can. If you're inside and I'm looking at a rower and an elliptical trainer and a bike that's in my gym right now, but there's nothing like getting out in nature, enjoying that gorgeous sunrise we had this morning, going for hikes, going for walks. Yeah, get the walk in for yourself, get the dogs walking. That's one of the things I used to tell people, look at your dog. If your dog is overweight, well, then you are probably as well, because it has the same habits. So if that's happening to the dog, you need to get it exercise. It can't do it on its own. It can't go walk itself. So walk the dog again and get yourself healthy. If you're just tuning in, 7:38, The Real Monica Adams Show, brought to you by so many incredible people. And one of the people that I want to introduce you to is my dear friend, Kathy Kilo Peterson. I want to thank her for sponsoring today's segment on gym etiquette. KKilo.com, 636-561-6460. I had a chance to stop by their office, and one of the things that stepped out and jumped out at me was the fact that on her desk right there said, be kind. The thing that I always say, that's actually a notepad that as it stays together and as they rip pieces off of it, it'll eventually not say be kind anymore, but the message will be there. So Kathy, thank you for being a part of these wonderful segments. And I know she's very big into the overall balance and the health that you want. So if you are struggling and you're so frustrated with your insurance agent, or you have a broker, you don't even have an agent that's there for you, there's so many levels of what they can do for you that will blow your mind. And she is the person that has stood by us on this show, and I'm asking you to stand by her. So just simply call and find out what your policy looks like. She saved, and I do mean this, hundreds of dollars a month That's not me being fake. I'm very, very real with you. Gyms like Monica really was $100 a month for the auto, for my boat, for our home, all of it. I mean, it blew us away. 636-561-6460. So thank you, Kathy. One of the things we're running through today is gym etiquette. We went through the do's before we get to the don'ts. Looking at Michelle's comment, she said, I couldn't stand when I was doing cardio with earbuds in and some guy would touch me to get my attention. I quit and now work out in my basement. See, that's the other thing, Sally, that happens. People stop going into the gym because they're so tired of the people around them, the rudeness around them.
Yes, it's a shame because the gym could be a nice social atmosphere too, but usually if somebody doesn't want to be bothered, you can tell, right?
Yep. Yeah. But you're right. It's really fun to watch people. I mean, there's a ton of my friends that's where we met. We met in the gym because again, you're around people that have commonality, and it becomes like, oh, hey, we're meeting at 9:00 in the morning. We're going to our class, and that's what we want. This is what we provide for you. Is there's a lot of new friendships that are formed in the gym. It should be. But then there's also people that get frustrated. She said she agreed with the thing we were talking about earlier about having good hygiene. She said, stinky guys that don't wear deodorant or brush their teeth. Kathy, good morning to you. Let's see. Linda, the sweaty equipment. I don't like when they don't wipe off their sweat. It is gross. I know. This is why we're talking about this today. Anne's on. She says, good morning, Monica and Sally. I love my morning workout. Beckett, thank you for the weather. You're my go-to weather person. Have a great Friday and weekend. I love it. Dude's Playground. We love Richard. He says, meditating with nature is right up my alley. There we go. And Sally, you've done more and more meditation in this last year probably than you ever have, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And I'm actually getting my certification to facilitate meditation. And I'm thrilled to share that with my athletes that I coach. I coach triathletes, and I really believe that it will help them with their performance and also with that life balance. And then I want to share it with women entrepreneurs as well. Anyone would benefit from it.
Absolutely. Jennifer McDonald will be at the retreat. Yes. So earlier you gave the code. We're going to give this again because I know a lot of people just tuned in. The big retreat, as I mentioned, is coming up next weekend at Innsbruck. MSERacing.com is where you're going to go for the day, for the evening, for the entire weekend. It's at Innsbruck, which that in and of itself is just a beautiful place. I've had a chance to go there and MC the Swim Across America. I went there a couple of other times. I've never just stayed there with family and friends, but I've had a lot of people that they just love it. It's like a little escape. And you don't have to go very far outside of St. Louis. So yeah, some great facilitators that will be there. You gave the code earlier, Sally, and I did you say Dream Big 2024?
Yes, Dream Big, all caps, 2024.
Okay, and that will get you $150 off. We would love to see you. Richard said, however, forget the smell of my gym bag in high school. By Friday, that bag was smelling pretty rotten. Hey, you were a teenager. You didn't know better. Okay, but teach your kids early, please. Let's see. Joe says maybe one other gym etiquette rule would be don't intermix different weights when re-racking the weights. Okay, so yes, let's talk about that. I picked up a weight the other day, Sally, and I was like, why didn't you put these back right? And so in my one hand, I had 17 and a half pounds, and in my other hand, it was 15. And I'm like, no, 15s go here, 17 and a half go here, 20 go here. Yeah, that is very true, Joe. People don't take the time to look and put things back in their proper place. How many times have you dealt with that?
Oh, yeah. And I was just thinking about that because when I do something like that, like when I'm at the gym and I'm rearranging the weights to put them in the right order, I'm thinking to myself, I bet Monica does this.
I was working out this past weekend. We were at the Working Women show, and I got up and worked out inside the Embassy Suites at St. Charles Convention Center. So I worked out in the morning. This guy picked up one of the medicine balls, and it was obviously 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. He put his 12 back where the 6 went, and I went like this, and I went, ugh. And I changed them all around and put them back in place like it was my own gym just for the next people. Now, maybe I walk out of there and they all get messed up again, but at least my mind is happy that I tried to help. Right?
Yes,
we have to do what we can do. Lynette, she says, yesterday a lady was on her phone next to me on the elliptical. After 25 minutes, I got off. Yeah, that's the other thing that's happening a lot lately. And you sit there and you think, are you over here talking to me? Oh, they're not talking to me. They're talking on their earbuds and they're having this conversation. A lot of people are trying to do their work. I mean, I applaud them for trying to get the physical part of their triangle done while they're training. But yeah, maybe you go to, if you can, maybe you go onto a piece of equipment that's not around everybody else, or you try to schedule those. I mean, I guess we really should be just focusing on us and not doing our work. We've all become such multitaskers, and it's not necessarily a good thing.
I agree. I'm thinking back to a woman when I was at the gym a lot. I work out a lot at home now too, but when I was at the gym a lot, who would walk around and be talking on her earbuds during her whole entire workout.
Yep.
And it didn't really bother me. I just thought it was strange, right?
Well, it's also the fact that there's some inappropriate conversations that are going on that you don't want to be hearing about. I mean, I'm not even going to go there, but I heard something from some girl the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think you should. Do you realize that people are hearing you? I mean, yeah, I'm just not going to go there. But she had these things that she was talking about with this guy that she was involved with her. You could tell she was talking to one of her girlfriends. I'm like, wow, okay, I know everything about your life and what happened last night. We're talking about gym etiquette 101, right? Do's and don'ts. By the way, Lynette Lander, are you new to our show? I don't recognize that name. Welcome aboard to each and every one of you. Please do me a favor and share and like and follow the live stream. We are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on X, and we're on Instagram this morning. And we just keep growing and growing. Chris Draft, by the way, former NFL player, former St. Louis Ram, his audio podcast dropped yesterday. And then former Fox anchor Jillian Neely and Justine Ward, who worked for a long time on the sidelines and was a great sports reporter. I interviewed those two beautiful women. Their podcast is called Credentialed. If you didn't hear that, that's dropping next Thursday. We are on all of the audio podcast platforms on Thursdays. Those drop once a week. Okay, we're going to run through your comments and we're going to look more about gym etiquette. I'm going to do the don'ts here coming up. Michelle says Monica knows who I'm referring to on both my comments. All right, let's not do secret things. Terry says, my husband was at the gym working out, and went over to a machine to use, and a lady was holding the machine and not working out, just saving it for her daughter who was doing a different machine. Yeah, that's not nice. My husband kindly asked, I'd like to use this machine, and her response was, not so nice. So my husband told her what he thought and moved to a different machine. Yeah, people can be very rude. You don't do that. You're not saving. Look, there's so many times that people could be jumping in and doing their workout before your daughter ever comes over to do hers. So no, there's no saving machines, like saving seats at a theater. You can't do it. It frustrates people. Diane says, if you see a new person struggling a bit with a piece of equipment, please take a moment to help them. Diane, thank you. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Okay, but let's say something. Sometimes people don't want to be taught. They just want to be in their own world. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. But I would say offer up advice. Do you do that, Sally? I usually would lean in and say, can I just give you a little bit of advice? I am a personal trainer. If you would like that. And normally the response is, oh my gosh, yes, I have no idea what I'm doing. But there's pushback sometimes where people are like, nope, I got it. Okay, well, thanks. Good luck. I'm sure you do that, offering up help.
Yes, it's hard for me to watch somebody with poor form that could be really hurting themselves, right? Yeah. And depending on the gym that I'm in, I'll be respectful of the personal trainers there and go to the personal trainer and say, maybe you should go correct that person. They're going to blow out their knees.
Correct.
Right?
No, and that's a great point, because yes, hopefully they have some good trainers. But one of the things that I get so frustrated by is what I see in trainers today. And that is they start the workout with their client and then they're over here like this and they're sitting there texting. And then they'll look over for a second. I just want to tap them and go, your client's about ready to hurt themselves. So please watch out for that. Hire a good trainer. Ask them about their background. You can see genuinely whether they care about the person or they're so put off by what they're doing. They should love what they're doing. Don't hire a trainer that doesn't, by the way. We're turning it over to you. What's your gym etiquette 101? What's your do's and don'ts, your pet peeves? Looking at some of your questions and comments. Jennifer McDonald is on, by the way. She says, good morning. Can't wait for next weekend. Yep. Hi, Hi, Jennifer. Lynette. She says, I want to do more weight training. I have such a hard time getting in a routine. I feel awkward because I have to watch a video while doing it and it slows me down. Lynette, Sally, and I would love to help you out. You know what? You should come to the retreat and pick our brains, pick our passion. We'll help you with that. Or sometimes it's really just a matter of buying a small package just to get you started. Sometimes people can't train with a trainer on a regular basis. We get that. But we're here for you to do just what you're asking, which is to maybe write up a program and help you with proper form. Seek that out, by the way. Stephanie says, when I go to the YMCA and do my class in the pool, I feel great. When I don't go, I miss it. Yes, because it helps with the spiritual side and the mental side. Rose says, me too. The classes get filled up fast. Yeah, that's hard. You have to do some little organization. Love the information and energy from this show. I work out during lunch pretty faithfully. Water walking, alternating with weightlifting. Way to go, Gwen. I am post back surgery, so 10 pounds is my lift limit right now, Gwen, but wait till you see the progress you'll make. Doing this consistently is helping me mentally and showing continuous improvement. I'm energized for the afternoon. I've made this a priority. Oh, that's so huge. Everybody listen to that. She made herself a priority. Kathleen Morris says long walks in the woods is medicine for the soul. Amen to that. So peaceful. Let's see. So Diane says, I mean, with a piece of equipment, it might only take a moment to tell them how to add a weight or something without stopping your own exercise. Yes, we get that. It's so very true. So the gym etiquette, don't. We haven't had a chance to get to. So do not. And actually, it became a part of what you all are asking. Don't hog the equipment, right? That is the number one on the Gym Etiquette 101. Don't block the mirror. People are wanting to look at their form. And actually do look in the mirror. That's one of the things that I see a lot of women struggling with. They're so self-conscious, and we as trainers will put you in front of a mirror, not to make you feel bad about yourself. It's to show you, here's how you should be looking. Here's your form. But Sally, how many times have you gotten into where women are like, can you not put me in front of a mirror? I don't want to look at myself. Right? And I feel so horrible for them. I look at them, I'm like, you're beautiful. No, don't want to be in front. People who are struggling and they have weight on them, they don't want to be in front of a mirror, right?
Yes, and it is really important, and it's the watching your own form is crucial to keeping yourself injury free and getting the full benefit of the exercise that you're doing. Yes. So yeah, the mirror can be super helpful.
Yeah, please. We are not, I need to stress this over and again. We are not putting you in front of a mirror to make you feel bad about yourself. We are trying to show you, here's how you should do it when you're on your own and you're away from our watchful eye, that you're doing it properly. Gym Etiquette 101, don't. Again, don't hog equipment. Don't block the mirror. Don't disrupt someone's set, which I said earlier. Okay, here we go. Don't grunt or scream. Why do guys feel the necessity to scream so loudly? It's like, we get it. You can lift heavy things. Okay, don't drop the weights though either, and that's on there. That's my pet peeve. Don't drop the weights. Let's see. Don't curl in the squat rack, and don't offer unsolicited advice. But I'm going to go back to that though, because Sally and I both said, if you're a trainer though, and you want to go in and you want to help a little bit, you might want to lead with the fact that you're a trainer. And maybe, as Sally said, which is very true, walk around and maybe find the trainer and say, someone over there, by the way, looks like they're going to hurt themselves. It also might help them get a client. Like, hey, you guys might not have seen this, but you might want to go over there, by the way. So I pulled a few different ones. So that's Gym Etiquette 101. Here's some more. The iron rule: treat others how you would like to be treated. Right? Isn't that just human nature? You want people to show you kindness? Show them kindness. It applies to the gym. Use it or lose it. Use one machine or piece of equipment at a time and allow others to use the equipment in between your sets. If you walk away, well, too bad. As we said earlier, though, ask somebody if they want to work in with you. I do like doing supersets, so I hope that someone's not jumping on my other piece, but if they need to, they need to. And don't put a bunch of towels all over the place and just think that it's not your gym. It's everybody's gym. And we need to stress that a lot. Share equipment, not sweat. Keep the eye on the prize and someone else. Don't stare at, crowd, or touch others. Here's a good one. No pain doesn't mean no gain. Use proper technique. Know your body's limits to avoid injury. Keep your bag and your equipment out of the way of others. So that's become a thing, right, Sally, that a lot of times no bags are allowed on the gym floor. That's one of the big rules that you should be looking at, because most gyms will post that. There's a reason that there are lockers, and it is not for you to say, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to put my bag, my jacket, my phones, everything everywhere. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, because it's going to injure somebody.
Right. It could be a trip hazard, and it's just an eyesore, right? We just want if everybody did that, it would look like a trashy locker room, right?
Yes. I mean, you would have like landmines everywhere. You're trying to get around. And then you're seeing on this as well, respect the headphones. Don't interrupt others' workouts with conversation. And again, another thing on there is to not drop the weights. Okay. I want to gush for a second about someone that I hope gets a chance to meet you. I don't think she's met you yet, but my client, Janice, she is 71 years old. Look at this rock star. All right. We were at the gym 2 days ago. I invited her to come and work out with me, and I had her doing sled training. There she is getting ready to lift up a tire. She came to me, Sally, and this is what I love about her. She came to me a year ago, just over a year ago, and said, I want you to train me, but don't train me like a 70-year-old. And you know what that means, right? Don't put limitations on me. How many clients have you had that have asked you the same thing?
I just got goosebumps. I have, and I will say more than half of my clients are over 55. I've had clients come to me that are retired and want to learn to swim laps so that they can do a triathlon. Mm-hmm. In their 70s, in their 80s. I have a client, and I introduce you to Awesome Roy. So Roy is in his 80s, and he still does triathlon. He trains on his bike inside. He's very safe with his training. He has trainers. But it is so much fun to see because I know people that are my age that can't walk across the room without being out of breath. And so I think of, wow, the quality of life that these people are providing for themselves. They're gifting themselves with a quality of life by moving their bodies and setting goals. That's one of the things I love about triathlon and running and that type of thing is the goals that they can set. Yep. And then every workout has a reason, and that's motivating too.
Absolutely. You put your limitations on yourself. And so I trained clients at Friendship Village that were as young as 67 and the oldest was 95. All of them started out with like maybe a 1 pound dumbbell. Their limitation, their mobility is one of the biggest things that we see that gets pretty bad as you get older if you haven't worked on it when you were younger. So start now, work on your mobility. It's really important to be able to get down and up from a chair. If you get down to the ground, or as many of them, we found they would fall. How do they get back up out of a fall? All these things to help them out. But yeah, it was so cool to watch them believe in themselves and have somebody else believe in them. I believed in them. I said, you think you can do two pounds? Oh, I don't know, Monica. I'm like, I think you can do 2 pounds. Let's do 2 pounds. And then I got to 3 and 5. And then I had this guy that was in his 80s doing pull downs with 45 pounds, doing planks on the ground, doing push-ups in his mid 80s. And she knows the same thing. Again, we have featured some. My beautiful mother is going to be 86 in about 2 weeks. And that is not a typical 86-year-old. But I would love for us to start saying that that's what 80s look like. We can change the game, but we got to start when we're younger. So Sally just mentioned that she sees people her age, which by the way, she's only 25.
Right.
No, it really is about believing yourself and starting early. So those are our do's and don'ts. We were just filling in the blanks. And for all of you, let's see. Terry said, I go to Monica to train so I can make sure I'm doing the proper form and have guidance. You're welcome, Terry. No problem. Okay, what about etiquette in the locker room? Oh, good one. My son is a gym rat. He says a lot of the old men feel the need to walk around naked. I've heard the same thing. I don't know what that's all about. And I think it's definitely more men than it is women because we women are just like, take the clothes off and change, or you might be covering up, or I take my stuff and go into the restroom. I'm like, nope, I'm changing clothes. I don't know what it is about you guys, but you know what? It kind of goes back when you were little boys, right? You walked around naked and you were like, what's this thing I have? I think it doesn't change as you get older. Why don't you tell everybody? Can you start putting some clothes on? Like, I don't need to see that. I don't know. You tell us. I don't know what that's all about. Joe, one other for gym etiquette is disinfect the handles before and after use. No one in my gym cleans the handles. Yep, good point. Not just the mat that you're on, not just the bench that you're on, but the handles as well. Yes. Love Janice. She's amazing. Way to go. I know. And my mother is awesome. You're awesome. Yes. Diane. All right. Before we wrap up, one more time, the big retreat coming up next weekend, March 1st through the 3rd. It's going to be a blast. That beautiful soul and myself and Jennifer, who was on earlier, many facilitators that will be a part of this, mseracing.com. Again, a little rundown of some of the things that you can take part of. You choose, you do you. Make it your retreat so that it fills your soul. It is mseracing.com. And again, you get $150 off simply because you watch this show and you look for inspiration, and now you'll get even more of it. So one more time, tell them what the code is.
Yes, the code is Dream Big in all caps 2024. Dream Big 2024.
Yes, we all need to dream big and believe in yourself. Sally Drake, I love you.
Oh, I love you so much. Thank you for this.
No, thank you for coming on. And again, I cannot wait to see you next weekend. For all of you, stay around. We've got just a couple things to talk about that are coming up for you next week, and we'll do our final wrap up of the show. Thanks, Sally.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You are truly an incredible human being, and just what you're doing is so inspiring. This was really a cathartic experience for me. So I appreciate you, love you.
It's been an honor to not only just be here on set with you, but just to sit in your presence. You inspire everyone around you, from your motivational speaking to your podcast here, to just being the human that you are.
It's just such a joy to be able to see you at this point in your career. Really following your passion, fulfilling your dreams, and encouraging other people to do the same.
I feel that I've been missing out. I believe God places people like you in people's lives for a reason. You have definitely been a God wink for me.
Well, thank you to each and every one of you that are a part of all these beautiful promos that we are putting together. I love that Hannah and Zach, who were our interns, we were able to hire them on. It's been awesome. A lot of you have never had a chance to see our gym. Let me show you around here. Okay, so this is where you could train. I've got clients here, as Terry said. So there, I was mentioning earlier, the rower that's right in front of me. We've got the elliptical trainer. We've got the bike. Here we go. Here's a little rundown for you that you can see behind me. There's a Smith machine and all the weights that I'm asking you not to drop. There's a gym bag. See that yellow thing that's over there? That is, it's called a Stealth. That's right behind me. That's something that I really love because the kids have gotten involved and they are able to do planks while they are training. Okay, so while they're training and while they are, I should say, they're able to do planks while they're working out with a camera that's in front of them, and that camera has a game on it. And that game then keeps them moving. Maybe they're shooting down like some jets or different things, but that's how you get kids to work out. You put a video game in front of them and you ask them to stay on it. And the only way that they can move is sometimes there's equipment out there actually that the bike or the rower or whatever doesn't move unless they're playing that game. I should say it the other way. The game doesn't continue unless they're moving. And I love the fact that they came out with stuff like that. The Stealth is pretty cool because it allows them to play the game while they're in a plank. So a lot of really cool things that people have been very, very creative just to get the kids, the younger generation, moving at an early age. So I want to remind you, tickets are on sale right now for the Ruby Lee concert that's coming up. I hope to see you there. I know some people have purchased their tickets. Let me set this aside. Okay, so people have purchased their tickets to join us. That is going to be on the 4th of July. Would love for you to be there. Purchase your tickets and join us. That is not only going to be an incredible concert, but also that you have the opportunity to stick around for not one, but dual fireworks. And that'll be right after she performs, 7:30 to 9, and you'll hear this. Yeah, it's going to be cool. So Ruby Lee, Defiance Ridge Vineyards, which of course is where we do our Wet Your Whistle. The Wet Your Whistle is back, as you'll see on the bottom of the screen. Next Wednesday is the big cellar dinner, and this is some really incredible high-end wines from Chuck's own cellar. It's a 5-course dinner. Tickets are on sale right now. We're talking about trying to go to that. So if you'd like to join, would love to see you. So we'll do Wet Your Whistle. And then when Wet Your Whistle is done, we will have the cellar dinner starting at 6 o'clock. That's my gym, Marilyn. I'm glad I was able to show you. Sorry for the feedback. I think my mic is on there and I can't turn it off. Let me see if I can kick the speaker. Yep, I can. Yes. There we go. Okay, so if you are looking for some guidance and some training, all I can say as I wrap up is find somebody who cares about you. Find a trainer that is not all about themselves, that they start you on some workout and then they're not even paying attention to you. Immediately walk away. Oh, good. Thanks, Michelle. She said no feedback, but there was a little feedback on my end, so I just kicked that speaker off. Find someone that cares. Find someone that knows what they're doing. Find someone with the background and the passion, and then you're going to be well on your way. So yeah, I mean, I am still taking on some clients. People have asked that before. So as a personal trainer and a life coach, I do still have some openings. I was training and still will at Mark Anthony's in Kirkwood. I used to train in Brentwood. I used to train in Clayton, Arnold, Fenton, at the park when the weather's nice. And we have had beautiful days. I'm going to go back to the park. We take a lot of this equipment. It's have, gym, will travel. I've got all this and I loaded up in the car and we used to train at DePere Park. So I want to go back to doing that. It's just beautiful, as I said, to be out in nature and to train hard and to fulfill yourself and just feel good about yourself, feeling good about taking in the air that's out there. So go for walks, do what you can do. And that's the biggest thing that I want to get across before we wrap up. You do you, right? If you have not been doing anything, then don't think that you can just all of a sudden go and take a sprint. That's the weekend warrior mentality. And there's no quicker way to injure yourself than thinking of the weekend warrior. Don't be that. Be smart. Get off the couch, go for a walk. Make the walk faster. Make the walk have inclines. Go from a walk to a little jog, to a run or a bike ride, or get on a rower, do Pilates, do yoga, dance. You have to find what works for you. And that is the only way that you're going to get to your goals, is that you do you. Right? Stay in your own lane. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing around you. And that was one of the things that I stressed in my Monica's Motivational Moments is who cares if somebody's over here doing pickleball? You don't want to do pickleball. You do Pilates. You do yoga. You do heavy lifting. You do high intensity interval training. Whatever it may be, find what attaches itself to you. Find your passion. And guess what? Trust me, you'll get to your goal because you're going to love it. You're going to attack the day. You can't wait to get into it. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I can't wait to train my clients and have them smile and feel so fulfilled by sweating their butts off and looking at how their muscles are carving and every little thing. Like I'll look at somebody and say, oh, look at your tricep. Oh my gosh, look at this. Or, hey, I can tell you've dropped some weight. I actually said that to my client, Mary, on Wednesday. And I said, how much weight have you lost? And she said, 8 pounds. I said, I know, I can tell. By the way, get out of your way and tell somebody that. They need to hear it, right? Everybody needs a little boost to say, I can tell you've dropped some weight, or I can tell that you've worked harder. I can tell you've got this glow about you. You just seem happier. And when you fill in the triangle of life, those things start happening. Okay, next Monday, it's, of course, Medical Monday, Ask the Doctor. Super excited, of course, to have Dr. Sarah Franco from Invita Health and Wellness on. We're going to talk about ingredients in your skincare. Ooh, this is a good one. As we transition from winter into spring, we change the seasons, needing to take care of our skin, take care of our body. But what the heck is in your skincare? Is it natural ingredients? Would you be pretty shocked to find out some of the things that are in your skincare? I bet you would. We also have Dr. Sean Neary on, chiropractor extraordinaire. We are going to talk about chiropractic care. What do you think it is? Is it just because you're hurting your back or your neck and you're like, oh, I got to get adjusted? No, there's so much more that they do. And in fact, when you're out of alignment, you'll be shocked by this, but all of your organs are out of alignment as well. And so if the body's not working properly, it's maybe because you need to go to a chiropractor. So we're going to introduce you to Dr. Sean Neary. I was introduced to him at the Working Women's Show. We had infectious energy together. And I was like, you need to come on our show. So he'll be on with us on Monday. So come ready with your questions. And then on Tuesday, I cannot wait for this. See this man right here? Rip Kostaris. He will be on. You see what he's doing? He is drawing me. He is painting me. He's doing a portrait. But this man has painted the best of the best. Athletes, celebrities, ceilings of churches. You're going to be blown away by this incredible artist. And at the end of the show, he'll do his big reveal of this portrait that he's been working on. I cannot wait to see the final product. I'm really humbled and blessed by what he's doing. And I want to thank Dot Fleshman for introducing the two of us together. But yeah, I'm telling you, this guy has been on scaffolding on these huge ladders up, doing ceilings in churches, and it's going to blow you away. He's also been not at one, not two, not three, but 4 Olympics. So you think about an Olympic athlete and being able to go to Olympics after Olympics. It's very rare for one time for an artist to be able to go to the Olympics. This guy has been asked 4 times. He is truly a passionate artist, and he's going to be our guest on Tuesday. Can't wait for that. All right, that's what's coming up for you next week. It is 8:10, and it's time for us to wrap up and for you to get off and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, Sally Drake and Beckett Moore, for being on with us today. And more importantly, thanks to you for being a part of our show. Don't forget to spread the word. Share, like, and follow our live stream. Listen to our podcast on Thursdays and just spread the word of positivity. Again, that's what we need more of in life. So to each and every one of you, you know how I end the day. Go out. It's a gorgeous day. Attack the world. Be anything you want to be. But before you're anything, be kind. God bless you.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com.